Have you ever been this busy?
We've been really busy. And I
sure it's nuts.
think it's the confluence of rates, the discussion of risk-taking, thinking about how to restructure portfolios for errors that we haven't seen in 20 or 30 years, the discussion of not just necessarily terminal rates, but what it means to the overall economic environment. The intersection of all these factors is actually quite profound, not to mention the geopolitical risks that we're all trying to manage around at various points in time.
I imagine as a team, the conversation at the moment is across various things, but here's one. Whether this is just a moment of time or whether this is something we have to live with for a number of years now, whether 3.5% to 5% on Fed funds is just this new world or maybe even the old world.
Well, right, Jonathan. I think that one thing that we can count on is that higher front-end rates are here for some time, and that really goes to impact it. Growth is going to remain sort of evolutionary, but more importantly, inflationary expectations may not be sub 2% in the immediate term. So the construct has inevitably changed to some extent. When we think about that from a portfolio construction, we think about that from a nominal yield as well as a real yield perspective, we have to put that in the context of what that means for all asset classes. So a more defensive posture, at least for the next year, is warranted. And you see that in some of the outlooks that have come out today. Even at Pimco, we forecast a slight recession that's more prolonged in nature as we get into 2023. These are just factors that seem pretty rational given the lack of visibility on the go-forward basis. But that doesn't necessarily mean that investors should sit there complacent to perhaps opportunities that present themselves and specifically actively positioning their portfolios around the various risks and opportunities that will evolve. And I think you can sort of see that as sort of looking through the glass and finding those opportunities. It has to require some patience along the way.